Hello and namaste everyone. Thank you very much for taking time to tune in. In fact, I would like to start by wishing you all a very happy 8th United Nations International Day of Yoga celebrated across the world on June 21st, 2022. In this session, I would like to share some insights about yoga and also have a practice of Sookshma Meditation. We will also chat about the relevance of yoga in the modern context, as well as how Sookshma Meditation fits into this whole journey of yoga. We all know that in the modern world, yoga is very popular for its wellness benefits. There you see a lot of people practicing the postures, yoga asanas and pranayama and breathing techniques and some meditation as well. But most of that is centered around the benefits it can provide for the health. Now there is also the other dimension of yoga, which has been of course there for many thousands of years, which is the very aspect of oneness of humanity, which is called Vasudhaivika Kutumbakam, which means that we are one global family. And yoga actually offers a platform and a method to arrive at that oneness. Even though in today's session we will specifically focus on the wellness aspect. Now, if you look at the world today, the kind of illness that we see, obviously we are all coming out of COVID pandemic, which has been of course caused by this infectious microorganism, which is a virus. But that is just the tip of the iceberg. The problem is a lot more deeper than this. Yes, COVID has caused a lot of havoc, really disturbed our lives, created turmoil in many families, but there is also this other aspect of illnesses that has been really causing a lot of pain and suffering for the humanity, and these illnesses are classified under what they're called as non-communicable diseases. These are the diseases that are not communicated or transmitted by a virus or a bacteria or other microorganisms. These are non-communicable. Now, what is non-communicable diseases? These are of course very popular diseases that we all hear in every single family. We talk about diabetes, we talk about cardiovascular disease, hypertension, blood pressure, cancer. Also comes under this is tobacco abuse, smoking, issues with the lungs, which are of course the outcome of habits of smoking. And there is also mental illness that is also part of this non-communicable diseases. So I'm sure you can all resonate very well with these diseases that I've just mentioned, which have pretty much become a part of every family. You hear either someone or the other suffering from diabetes or hypertension, or in the past, I would say couple of decades, a lot of anxiety, depression and other mental illnesses. Now, if you look at the root cause of all of these illnesses, where is the root cause? The root cause is not from something outside. Yes, the root cause, you can sometimes think that, oh, it is because of the type of food that we eat, or it is because of lack of exercise. Yes, I understand that, we all agree with that. But if you go a little bit deeper into the real root cause, you will understand that behind the scenes, it is our mind which is working. It is our mind which is responsible for behaviors and habits. And unfortunately, that mind which is not trained doesn't know how to make the right choices. Because if you have a mind which is trained, you will know how to make the right choices of the food that you want to eat. If you will know the choice that you got to go do some exercise, you have to adopt practices of yoga, meditation, so that it can help you prevent and of course heal from these non-communicable diseases. But unfortunately, we are not training the mind. Even with the yoga practice, I would like to emphasize there are many who are very focused on the postures or asanas, which will help of course regulate your physical body to an extent. It will stretch, it will bend, it will release those stress points or tension knots that you have in your body. There is also, of course, benefit in terms of regulation of vagal tone and all of those amazing benefits at the physical level. But if you look at the root cause of NCDs, it is in the mind. So the regulation of that mind becomes very, very important in the process of actually preventing and healing these non-communicable diseases. Now, the place where Sookshma meditation plays a very big role in this process is because it works directly on the mind. In fact, the disorders that we have just talked about, most of these NCDs, are also called as psychosomatic disorders. Psycho is, of course, your mind. Somatic is your physical body. So whatever happens in our mind impacts our body. And that is where NCDs have become a big issue because of our lifestyles, of our behaviors, of our habits, which are distorted, resulting in these NCDs. Now, Sookshma works directly on that, and in fact, in the last 16 years of my journey with the ancient sage Sunita, I've seen so many people heal from simple to complex illnesses, all of these psychosomatic illnesses that we have talked about just now. And why Sookshma specifically? Now, if you look back at the ancient wisdom itself, as probably you have heard, some of you might have heard, is that our body, physical body, is what we see, is also called as gross body, which is the sthula sarira. And then there is the subtle body, which is called as Sookshma sarira, which is the subtlest of the subtle. And then, of course, there is one beyond that, which is called Karana sarira, which is called the causal body. Now, if you look at that Sookshma sarira, what is that Sookshma or subtle body made up of? That subtle body or Sookshma is made up of your mind, most importantly, and there are other elements which are also called as Pancha Pranas, which is the life force or the life energies, and then the mind itself is divided into, the Manasu, Buddhi, Chittam, Ahankaram, which is the conscious mind, and then you have the subconscious mind, and then you have the ego maker or the sense of I-ness, and then you also have the intellect. So there are different elements to that mind itself. And then there is also senses, not sense organs. Sense organs are the ones that function from the outside, but there is something called inner senses. Inner senses are the ones that actually perceive and use that information. So all of these together are responsible for our behaviors and habits in our day-to-day life. In fact, the great ancient scripture, Atma Bodha, written by the greatest of the great masters, Adi Shankaracharya, he talks about the Sookshma Sarira and he says, Sookshmangam Bhoga Sadhanam. Sookshmangam Bhoga Sadhanam. He goes on to, of course, describe the formation of the subtle body and how it is created and all of that. But the very essence of that is the Sookshma Angam, means in fact, you know what he's calling Sookshma Angam? Angam is organ. He's calling that entire thing as an organ which is responsible for enjoyment. Bhoga Sadhana means it is the instrument through which we enjoy and experience the world. We get deluded that it is the body. When we taste something, on our tongue, we think it's the tongue that is, enjoying it. Yes, the tongue is feeling it, but inside that, there are the senses, the inner senses, which are part of this Sukshmangam, which is enjoying that, which is called the Bhoga Sadhanam. So everything that we process is happening inside, not outside. It is not the body that is actually enjoying it. It is the inner senses. It is the mind which is enjoying. You can take so many instances in your life and observe, and you will start to notice that it is that mind which is actually going through these different experiences and emotions. Even simple examples of happiness and sadness. When you feel happy, yes, the body becomes excited, but who is enjoying it? Your mind is enjoying it. When you're sad, Who is going through that sadness? Your mind, your inside is going through that sadness. So it is not your body, it is your subtle body, which is your Sookshma Sarira, which is your mind, which is going through all these experiences. And of course, we know that whatever happens inside reflects outside, and that is why it is called psychosomatic. Whatever happens in your mind instantly impacts your body. A simple example, you're walking on a street, someone comes to you with a gun. What happens? Your mind immediately perceives the threat, you go into the fight or flight mode, and immediately it releases hormones in your body, adrenaline, norepinephrine and cortisol eventually are released, and then all of these hormones have different impacts. It raises your blood pressure, raises your heart rate, it expands your lungs so that you can breathe in more. Your muscles receive more blood supply so that you can run more glucose is released into your bloodstream so that you have more energy. See, in a flash of a second, all of these changes are happening in your body. Is the body the root? No. It is the mind which perceived the threat from the outside, which processed it inside, and that mind gave a signal to your body to take action. So who is the root here? Your mind. Now, same response which you have gone through because of a threat from an outside environment, we are doing that inside day in, day out because of the stressors that we go through in our work, in our home, in the world outside. What we are doing is, even though we don't have like real threats from real people, like in terms of, somebody carrying a gun or a lion, chasing you, or a tiger chasing you, there are lions and tigers that are inside your mind, which are creating that subconscious stress constantly, and the subconscious stress is more dangerous than the conscious stress. The conscious stress has come, it's gone, it's over. But the subconscious stress is the root cause of all these non-communicable diseases, all these psychosomatic disorders. So my dear friends, please try to understand the very essence of yoga is to regulate that mind, not just the body. Yes, as I mentioned, postures are important. You can do those to get that physical flexibility, but in that process, try to understand where your mind is. I know a lot of people who do a lot of physical exercise, who go to gym, who do like a lot of aerobics, they do lots of weightlifting, they do all kinds of things. But mentally inside, I know that they go through a lot of worry and stress, which leads to a lot of health issues. And I've been a witness to many of such people because their focus is on the physical aspect. But it is important for us to understand that it is the inside that is more important. Even many who are in the practice of yoga are not focusing on the inside. It is time for all of us to focus on the inside. And this is where ancient sage Sunita Amma has really brought into light the subtlest of the subtle Sookshma meditation, because she felt that in the modern world today, all of us are going through these inner stressors, internal turmoil, all psychological problems. People who come to us talking about different challenges. If you look at and dissect every single person, all of the challenges are inside, not outside. Either they are worried about their relationships, either they are worried about their work, either they are worried about their children, either worried about everything. Worry is about something, and that worry, where is that worry? Worry is not outside. Worry is inside. We start that worry inside. So this is where Sookshma meditation becomes very powerful, because it aims to focus on cleaning that mind and regulating that mind. And most of these psychosomatic disorders also are rooted in one of these vices that ancient wisdom talks about. The vices are Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya. So starting with Kama, too much excess desire. Krodha, anger. Lobha, greediness. Moha, delusion, wrong identification about people, about ourselves. Mada, false ego. And then Matsarya, which is jealousy. So all these six are there inside our mind. They are not outside. We all talk about people and trying to change people outside, but Whenever people come to Sunitama, including me, she said, Suman, there is nothing to change outside, you have to change inside. And why change inside? Because these 6 enemies are not out there, they are inside, and we need to work on those 6 enemies. If you have any of these 6 vices over a certain limit, yes, a little bit of jealousy we may feel once in a while when somebody is successful. Maybe a little bit of anger you may get once in a while because things did not happen the way you thought. Or maybe you felt a little bit greedy in a certain situation. But Sunitama always says, check what percentage it is. Is it 80% or is it 8%? 8% is okay, even that is not good, of course. We have to clean that too completely from the root. But at least when you start the journey, check where you are. Are you at 80 or are you at 8? If it is at 80, that greed, you know what will it cause? Creates fear inside, because you always want more of this, more of that, more of money, more of position, more of power. And when you want more, what happens? You get anxious. And if you're not getting what you want, there is fear, there is insecurity. You see how this one simple vice can destroy you. Same thing with other ones, anger. Same thing with anger. There are people who get angry for no reason. They just keep yelling, shouting and getting angry at others. And they think that the problem is on the other side. Oh, I am angry because of that person. I am angry because of this person. And what happens with such people who are angry over a period of time more and more? Hypertension, blood pressure, pressure on the heart, cardiovascular diseases. So we can go on and on like this with all the 6 vices, and you will realize that the root cause of any illness that you have has its origin in those 6 vices, my dear friends. It might sound very over-exaggerating, but if you analyze, you will find that thief inside you. There is no thief outside. The whole work of Sookshma is to catch those thieves inside and eliminate them, to combat those enemies face to face and then get rid of those enemies. And then 99% of the problems that you are seeing in the modern world in form of illnesses will disappear. I guarantee you. My dear friends, focus on inside work, and that is where Sookshma meditation is a very, very powerful tool, because yes, we also have exercises. There are subtle exercises that ancient Master Sunitama has designed, and there are subtle breathing exercises which we do. But the emphasis constantly is, how am I inside, not outside? When I am doing a yoga posture, am I aligned with that inside, or my mind wandering somewhere outside? When I am doing that breathing exercise, where is my mind? Is it here with me, working inside, connecting with the true inner self, or is it thinking about a neighbor or a co-worker or a problem somewhere outside? The essence of this yogic journey is to create that harmony and union inside. Only then yoga becomes a powerful tool. If it becomes simply a mechanical process, a simple physical exercise, there is no difference between that and going to a gym and running or doing some weightlifting. And there is no point in it. Yes, it could help, like I said, regulate some of your body muscles and joints. But the ultimate goal is to regulate the mind. So every step that you take in this yogic journey, please make sure where you are with your mind. Where am I today? Where was I yesterday? Where am I tomorrow? Past, present, future. Observe the transformation. Many people who say, oh, I have been practicing yoga for many years. Inside, so much dirt. Inside, so much pollution. We need to clean that. Unless we clean that mental pollution, unless we clear those impurities, the real benefit of yoga will not come through. And of course, ultimately we talked about oneness is the ultimate goal of yoga. Wellness is just a part of the process. But ultimately that oneness, even if you look at sage Patanjali, who has written these Yoga Sutras, of course yoga has been there even before him, many thousands of years before he came into existence. But what he had done is he has created a certain framework which is useful for the modern world, because he realized we are all like intellectual, right? Intuition we forgot long time back. People think they know intuition, but I know that A lot of people don't even know what intuition is. We think it is intuition, but it is all emotion. So Patanjali realized that people need a good intellectual framework. So he created this intellectual framework saying yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, pratyahara, dharana, dhyana, samadhi. Right? He has given this nice framework, because we all like project management, we all like frameworks, right? So he's given that for us. But if you look at the final end point of that framework, samadhi is the end point. What is that state of samadhi? Does samadhi mean just you're sitting there and you're lying down or going into some kind of trance? No. Samadhi is to get to a state of equanimity. Sama is equanimity. Buddhi, samadhi. Dhi is the mind, the buddhi, the intellect. When the intellect reaches that state of balance, that state of equal-mindedness, that is samadhi. What happens when one reaches that state of equal-mindedness? When you come to a state of equal-mindedness, you are in a state of acceptance. You are beyond the dualities of pain and pleasure, hot and cold, ups and downs, success and failure. It doesn't mean that you're not doing your actions and karmas and dharmas and duties. You will continue to do those, but with a sense of equanimity, with a sense of centeredness. When one performs duties in that state of samadhi, then there is no emotional disturbance. When there is no emotional disturbance, you're perfectly healthy. Because we talked about it, psychosomatic. When your mind is calm and peaceful and relaxed, in a state of centeredness, your body is healthy and happy. It's performing all its duties normally. They call this state called homeostasis, optimal state of health, where all the systems and organs are performing their duties perfectly fine, because mentally you're stable, mentally you're calm. Okay, my dear friends? So, make sure from today on, when you're practicing your yoga, when you're practicing your breathing, pranayama, when you're doing your meditation, we'll talk about all these. There's a lot more depth to this. I'm just touching the tip of the iceberg here because we don't have much time. So, let's do some little practice of Sookshma meditation. Okay? Alright. One of the foundations of Sookshma meditation is breathe and smile. Simple, nice breathing. And bring that smile. See that subtle smile on the lips? Bring that subtle smile, please. And pay attention to your breath. Initially, make those audible sounds because our minds are distracted. You'll be sitting here and you'll be thinking about 100 things. We just talked about it, right? So when you take this simple audible breath, your mind will pay attention to your breath. Your mind and your breath are very tightly integrated. First step is to bring that breath and smile. Become aware of your breath and smile. Even when you start your yoga practice in the morning every day, pay attention. Before you start, just don't jump in onto your yoga mat and start doing some yoga asanas mechanically. Then it will become a mechanical exercise. You want to tune your mind, your emotions, and then your body. In fact, the great saint Patanjali has given that first two steps of yamas and niyamas. But we have forgotten that, right? Nobody cares about that. Everybody jumps straight into asana. But yamas, niyamas are actually a preparation of this mind, cleaning of the mind. In fact, Sookshma is all about those yamas and niyamas. Cleaning the mind, purifying the mind, clean thought, clean emotion, contentment, purity. If you look at all those yamas and niyamas, we'll talk about this in another episode probably. It is all preparation. But in the modern context, we don't have time for preparation. Even when I came to Sunita Amma first, I was practicing yoga before I came to her. I was also practicing some meditation. And the first question she asked me is, Suman, do you have purity of mind? And I was like, actually, wait a second. I'm hearing for the word purity for the first time in my life. Really, I'm telling you, for the first time, I heard someone asking me purity, specifically using the word purity associated with the mind. And I was like, what is that? Because I was never introduced to yamas and niyamas, the regulation of mind. These other things become very easy afterwards. But we are going to asana and then we do pranayama, breathing. Pratyahara we forget again. Withdrawal of senses. Senses are still wildly outside in the world, external world, roaming around. Dharana also, I don't think many of us know what it is, which is one-pointedness. And then we are like, okay, I want to meditate now. See how bad it is? We are just picking one or two here and there. We are doing asana, we are doing some pranayama, and then trying to go to dhyana. Without understanding, without realizing the power of this 8 steps involved in the yoga. There are different, of course, paths. There are 8 steps. There are direct approaches. There are other approaches as well. But at least if we can follow those yamas and niyamas is very, very important. And that is what Sunita Amma emphasized. She said, no, I don't care how complex asanas you make. I don't care how complex breathing exercises and pranayama you can do. What I care about is your mind. And she herself, being an ancient sage with her consciousness, could see what was happening inside. She's like, Suman, you need to clean a little bit of this. I can see there is some cleaning that is needed here. No, I don't have any cleaning that is needed. That was my answer, first class. After 16 years, yes, I still need cleaning every day. 16 years, still I'm saying I need more cleaning. We all do. Not only that the original source cleaning is done, but there is accumulations from day-to-day interactions. Because we're in that fast-paced world, interacting with all kinds of energies. So we absorb, we reflect, we digest a lot of these things. So we need to come back and do the cleaning. So it's a constant regulated practice till the last breath of life. It doesn't stop anytime. We are constantly in that awareness. Okay? So this breathing and smiling at least will create that foundation for you. At least to start with. The real cleaning, of course, you need a good master. You need a good teacher who can work on cleaning that. It is not an easy job, really, I'm telling you. There are many teachers who will teach yogasanas like this. But to go into the subconscious, to go into the consciousness and find out and then start cleaning, rarest are the rare are such masters, such sages in this world today. So now let's relax our shoulders, just simple subtle exercises. See, front to back, back to front. And again, just rounding your shoulders, front to back, clockwise, anti-clockwise, circles. Keep breathing, keep smiling, please. If you want to relax and release any tension from your shoulders, and go crush that fruit. See, we are just taming different parts of the body. Yes, there are other exercises that we do, but because it's an online session, I'm unable to show all these other simple exercises. But again, remember, don't completely depend on the technique. Depend on the essence. Remember the difference between technique and essence. Technique is just an exercise. Essence is to get to the very root of it. Right? If you have an orange, essence is inside. You can get to the essence when you peel off those layers. So we need to peel and look inside the technique. What is going on? Not just doing it mechanically. Okay? So now let's do simple tapping. Simple, I'm teaching you simple, subtle things, small ways of regulating your body and mind. Again, when we are doing this, we are regulating the mind, because when we do this, our mind pays attention to our body. Simple tapping helps improve the blood circulation, stimulation, chop, 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 punch, 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 chop, 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 chop. See, simple massaging. Rub, rub, rub. Just releasing your lymphatic system. And then just press your temples, release any tension from your head. Left temples, right temple, forehead. Press your right side. Press your left side. Fold your palms like this. Press your chin. See, pull the fingers like scissors. Keep that smile. And next, most important, give yourself a nice hug, please. Very important. And bring that smile. Pay attention to your heart. Pay attention to your breath. Just going inside. You're training your mind so that you are the master and your mind is a tool for you. Now just focus on your heart. Go inside your heart. Spread that smile. And I want you to take this promise. Give this promise for yourself. I'll take my name. I would like you to take your own name. Okay? Let's repeat this after. Suman, I love you. I respect you. I honor you. No matter what, I'll never let you down. I'll take care of you physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. This is my promise to you, Suman. And now just repeat that promise inside your heart. You don't have to say it out loud now. Just give affirmation inside you. You can slowly come back into open the eyes. This is again a very, very important aspect of Sookshma healing program, Sookshma meditation. Self-compassion and self-love is so important, my dear friends. We all want love from outside, or we want to give love to others, and then we get exhausted if they don't receive it or if they don't respond to it, and we go through frustration. Instead, start with self-love. Start the day with self-love. End the day with self-love. You will see wonders happening in your life. No matter what challenges you have, whether it's your relationship issues, whether it's your work-related issues or family issues, first start with you. The essence of yoga is to work on you, not on others. And this is the first step. Self-compassion, self-love. Now, you want to do couple of breathing exercises. We can do just simple breathing exercises that you can use even in your day-to-day life. This is what is called blowing away stress. So you can just blow out the air. Just follow me. Take a nice deep breath. So, north, south, east, west. Okay? So, one more time. You will feel so light after this because you're releasing that stress, your emotional stressors outside, you're cleansing that. Again, always come back to your breathing. Pay attention. It should become natural. Of course, if you take small steps, little bit of smile initially. I know many people will say, oh, I can't even smile because there are so many problems in my life. I say, be selfish for 1 minute at least. Yes, I know you're taking care of so many problems, but be selfish for yourself. Smile for yourself, not for others. Start simple for a few seconds, few minutes, and then slowly you build up that, and it will automatically become part of you. See, throughout the talk, I've been smiling because it's nice, it's relaxing, I'm enjoying myself. That is yoga. Yoga is to enjoy yourself in that bliss of yourself. Because that self is everything. That self is bliss. There is no happiness outside. We talked about it. That Sookshmangam Bhoga Sadhanam. That Sookshma organ is the one that is going through this roller coaster ride. If you now clean that Sookshmangam, then you don't depend on the bhoga, the pleasures from outside. It will start to derive that bliss from inside. Anandam, Anandam, Anandam. Okay, we'll do one more breathing exercise. Very simple. This is also fun. It's called munching the air balls. Okay, so watch me once and then you can do it. Again, come back to your normal breathing. See, you're building awareness, moment to moment awareness. Subtle check always. Where am I? Am I here or am I somewhere? I in the sense, your mind. We know now the power of that mind. Everything is happening in your Sookshma, not Sthula. Sookshma, micro, subtle. So now you're ready for meditation. Just sit back, relax. Close your eyes. All that I need from you is your breathing and smiling. Pay attention to your breath, pay attention to your smile. If any thoughts come and bother you, just let go. Just let go. If too many thoughts are coming and attacking you, do a quick body scan to divert your attention. Spread that smile starting from top of your head, back of your head, neck, shoulders, arms, palms, tip of your fingers. You're regulating your mind. You're becoming in charge of your mind now, moving that mind wherever you want, from tip of your fingers to back of your shoulders, between your shoulder blades. Spread that smile. Your backbone, your vertebral column, your spinal cord, lower back, hips, knees. Pay attention to your right foot, right ankle, tip of your toes of your right foot. Spread that smile to the tips of your toes of your right foot. Be there. Be there. You're training your mind now. Your subtle body is getting trained. You're flexing it like you flex your biceps, triceps. You're flexing your mind. Move your attention to your left foot, your ankle, tip of the toes of your left foot. Spread that smile. Observe the toenails of your left foot. Slowly start moving your attention back to your knees, moving up towards your tummy. Go inside your navel, into the tummy. Spread that smile to all your internal organs, your stomach, intestine, kidneys, spleen, pancreas, liver, gallbladder, diaphragm, lungs. Every organ is receiving your smile. Say thank you to each of your organs. Show gratitude. Let go of any distractions, any thoughts. Enjoying yourself, showing gratitude to yourself. Move your attention to your heart now. Your mind is becoming one-pointed. Letting go of any distractions, any thoughts. Just staying in the present moment. Present moment awareness. No past, no future. Going deeper and deeper into the now. Your whole body is relaxing, relaxing. Your mind is purifying, purifying. Your inner true self, your being, is that silence, inner silence. Enjoy that. Going deeper and deeper inside. Observe, let go. Observe, let go. Observe, let go. Moment to moment to moment. Always in the now. 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 Slowly start to feel your body, tip of your toes, tip of your fingers. Spread that smile around you, inside you, above you, below you. Full of that smile energy surrounding you. Every cell in your body is feeling that joy and bliss. Your body is responding to that inner bliss. Slowly bring the palms together. Warm up your palms. And put them on your closed eyes. See that nothingness, emptiness, filled with light, beautiful light. One more time. You can slowly open your eyes whenever you're ready. I don't even feel like opening my eyes. Because I am drenched in that bliss of inner self. Now you just have to carry this into every aspect of your life. Your mind is restful, body is restful. Perform your duties. Perform your work at home, at office, in the society. With that clean and pure mind, healthy mind and healthy body. That is the essence of yoga. The work is inside, not outside. Thank you very much for taking time. If you would like to have more details, you can check out us at peacetree.ca, peacetree.ca. Namaste. Thank you.